Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I thought I would come to you guys real fast with a let's talk about it today. Now, I know you guys were not expecting a let's talk about it today, and that actually today is Underground and Top of the Blogs Thursday. However, I have a feeling that this video that I'm about to do is going to be flagged as advertiser unfriendly. So I didn't want to put it with my Top of the Blogs and get my whole Top of the Blogs video flagged. I'd rather just have it flagged on its own, and we still have the discussion. How's that? So two things. First up, the Jordan Edwards killing. I'm sure you guys have already heard about the story. A 15-year-old child was killed in Dallas, in a suburb in Dallas, by the hands of the police Saturday night as he attended a party. Let the police tell it. The story went like this. Jordan Edwards and his friends were at a party, and when they got there, it was out of control. There was a lot of drinking, and while they were there, they thought they heard some shooting. So supposedly they got into their cars to leave the party, and as they were trying to leave, the police were pulling up. The police had ordered them to stop. The police then said that the car backed up towards them in an aggressive manner, as if they were trying to hit the police as they were getting away. And an officer by the name of Roy Oliver shot through the passenger door and hit Jordan Edwards in the head. Immediately after this happened, the police chief came out and gave this accounting. But thank goodness for body cameras. Or probably not, thank goodness, because we know that even video doesn't necessarily make a difference. But there was a body cam on Officer Oliver, and the chief was able to pull the footage. And once he saw the footage, he saw that the car was not backing up, and instead it was going forward. It was trying to leave, and that was when Roy Oliver shot and killed Jordan Edwards. Now, the children in the car had already said that they were not backing up, that they were trying to just leave the party. There was no alcohol found in the car. There was obviously no gun in the car. And by all accounts, this kid was a good kid who was at a party. He's 15 years old, like my kids go to all the time. And it turned out in this tragic and unfortunate result. So immediately after the chief was able to look at the video, he did then fire Roy Oliver. The chief's name is, what is his name? Jonathan Haber. He did do the right thing by immediately firing Roy Oliver, as he said that it did not line up with the rules and values of their department. However, that is certainly not the victory in this case. Now, the family is saying that, they're asking for people not to protest as they're trying to plan the funeral for their child. But the family is also asking for justice in this case. The firing was just step one, okay? What we really need to do is charge this officer for shooting an unarmed, non-threatening passenger who wasn't even driving the car and killing him. Now, the Supreme Court did say that you cannot shoot a fleeing suspect if there is no threat to the police officer or, people around. I'm sure they will try to bend that in some sort of way and say, well, they were in this car and they could have used the car as a weapon. We already know how it goes. But just another tragic event. And what's even scarier is the fact that this is now in the Trump era. Now, if we couldn't get shit done in the Obama era, even with them adding these body cams and all of that, with Trump and Sessions in place, child, I don't have much hope for this one. And that is terrible to say. A 15-year-old child is killed, and as of now, no confidence that he meaning the officer, will be handled in the right way. But we will see. Okay, they are still planning the funeral, like I said. I'm assuming that it will be sometime soon. And then from then, we'll move on to see what happens next to Roy Oliver, if there are any charges brought upon him. Our prayers are up for the family of Jordan Edwards. I can't even imagine what these parents must be going through. I feel like we talk about these stories so much, and nothing ever really comes of it. And one example of that feeling is the Alton Sterling case. Now, we all saw the video, the very disturbing video of Alton Sterling when he was being wrestled down to the ground by two officers who had been called to a store in Baton Rouge, a little corner store in Baton Rouge. Someone thought that he had a gun. Alton Sterling sold CDs and DVDs in front of this corner market. The owner of the market knew that that's what he did out there. Evidently, he was known by the neighborhood people that he did that. And people were pretty much comfortable with the fact of him being out there. Well, like I said, somebody supposedly called the police and said that he had a gun on him. And when they showed up, there was some confrontation. They struggled him to the ground. And this is where the video footage picked up. They struggled him to the ground. The police officer straddled him right as the camera moved away. I'm assuming because the person was actually looking to see what happened then. Then you hear a gunshot, and when they brought the camera back up, you know, Alton Sterling had a bleeding chest. So we assumed that he had been shot in the chest. We saw that he had been shot in point blank. He was very clearly pinned down. The police said that they felt like he was reaching for a gun at that time, and that was why they shot him. Right after they shot him, you saw them pull something out of his pocket and hand it over to the other police officer. Now they're saying that there was a gun in his pocket, that it had 6 rounds. It was 6 rounds loaded gun, which I'd imagine you're outside and you're selling CDs and DVDs in front of a store in a neighborhood that might not be the safest. You know, it's no excuse. He had the gun. Okay, that's what they're saying. But he was pinned down. He could not get to this gun. However, the Department of Justice has decided that they're not going to bring charges on the officers that shot and killed him because there's just not enough evidence. There will not be any civil rights charges against the officers. And as of now, as far as the federal government is concerned, they will not be charged. They're hoping, the family is hoping, and the lawyers are hoping, and the community is hoping that it will be handled at a more local level and that the state will bring the charges and bring these 2 officers to justice. This man was killed point blank range and nothing. If that doesn't give you a bleak outlook on the case for Jordan Edwards and whether or not there's going to be any justice for him when we've had so many other examples of there not being any justice and that the police are able to just kind of run rampant on our black communities, it's just an eye-opener, you guys. I just wanted to talk to you guys about it, give you guys a chance to talk about it in the comments section. Again, we're going to put our prayers up for the families of Alton Sterling because I know this has to be a very frustrating and upsetting course in their life that they probably had never planned on taking. Terrible. Just terrible. Just terrible. But not surprising. And that is terrible in and of itself as well, that we don't even get surprised anymore that nothing happens to these police officers that do these things, okay? So, yeah, like I said, I just wanted to bring this to you guys. You guys leave your comments about everything in the comments section below. Rest in peace to Jordan Edwards. Prayers up for both of the families that I've talked about. Hopefully, justice will be served in both of these cases eventually. Alright, you guys, so that is it. Like I said, I just wanted to talk about that real fast, separate this out, take the L on this video. I'm sure I will get flagged for it, but hey, some things just have to be said, right? Right. Okay. Let me get off of here. You guys make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.